Oops, there went my water. All right. Anyway, good thing it's in a closed canteen. So just getting started right now. Live streaming on YouTube here on Sunday. So hey, Kay is first. Well, good for you. Cool. Let me know if you guys can hear me too. I'm using a slightly different audio setup. So if everything is cool, just say cool or yay or one or something. Just give me a little indication that everything is cool. You can hear me, not only see me, but also hear my audio, which is what I'm most concerned that everything's cool. Let's see, everything. All right, it's cool. All right, cool. Thank you for letting me know. So let me say hi to Kathy, Wyatt, Dreadstyle, DJ Believe, Al, and Katie, and Sweet Pepper, and Roxanne, and Jana, and Amuna, and Tani, and Grandma Joe, and Madison Rose, Patrick Pisces, Vixie Pixie, Rachel Kogan, Amanda, Graven Babies. What's up, guys? Thanks for being the first 37 people on here just as soon as I started this. Bam, it's cool. So yeah, good evening to you all. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend here. I'm just found a moment to get a little live stream going here. Something I always like to do, try to get one in a week. Not to say it's like a chore I'd like to do more, but I always like to average about one. So this is it for this week. Not to say you won't see any anytime soon, but cool. Yeah, everything is going pretty well over here. And let's see. Cool. All right. I already just got 50 people on just like that. Cool. So I'm glad you guys can hear my audio. I got a new audio interface. My old one is getting a bit old, not working well with newer computers and all. So anyway, cool beans, cool beans. Hopefully I even sound a little crisper and cleaner here than before. Thanks, Christian. Thanks a lot, man. Um, Jose, wow, where do you live, man? Where do you live? Where do you have this new vegan restaurant out here? What do you think about the nut drama? Like, are nuts healthy or are they bad or anything like that? Um, Maybe I should make a video about that. I looked into it. It just didn't look all that, I didn't think it was too dramatic. You have Jeff Nelson saying don't eat nuts and other doctors, or not Jeff's, not that Jeff's a doctor, but saying cool, eat nuts. So I'm not too worried about that. Really, I don't think when it gets down to it, any of us are going to lose any years off of our lives from nuts. Should either stay the same or gain. I don't think it's like like eating like meat or anything like that. But I'm not a medical doctor. Kay, no, we don't want to get into politics here, but you guys probably know where I stand on something like that. Just look at me. Do I look like someone who likes to impose my religious beliefs onto you? You probably wouldn't want me doing that because I'm a Buddhist, but maybe you do. You guys would probably love legalized compassion, right? If we force people to be compassionate, that'd be a really cool thing, huh? But anyway, I'm not going to do that. Frank Tufano. Well, okay, not Tufano, but Tufano. My thoughts on going on a vegan carnivore diet. Well, first of all, Frank Tufano. It should be Frank Tofu Ano. Anyway, thanks for your super chat tip there. Much appreciated. Nice, funny joke there. Look on our Twitter at Ryan Lum or Happy Healthy Vegan, and you'll see a shout out to there. A vegan carnivore diet. I can't even wrap my head around what a vegan carnivore diet would be like. That's just, like talking about what's your thoughts about round squares, They're mutually opposed concepts, mutually exclusive concepts, I should say. Jacko Wacko, isn't he some guy that doesn't like vegans, Graven Babies? If so, no, I don't watch anti-vegans. I don't give these guys my power. Seriously. Sometimes someone will let me know about something, but if it's really crazy, I might check it out. But that's the way I fight back against anti-vegans. I just don't watch their content. Like, you should just if anything, if you're vegan and you support it, watch vegan content, but don't watch the vegans. Why give them the views and the money and the incentive to keep going on with their channels? Ryan's rapid aging is something going. What do you mean rapid aging there, Annie? I mean, I'm 51. I mean, I'm probably the age of a lot of you guys' dads. You guys have a really young looking dad or something like that, show me your video or a pic. But I know what people might look like, so I always find it funny when the anti-vegans like to throw that at me. Yeah, it's not worth the time to watch the anti-vegans. Chris West, Ryan Air, Lakers need some help next year. What's my next challenge if I ever to silence the haters? I don't do these challenges like my slam dunk challenge to silence haters or anything like that. I just, I was playing more basketball and I saw that as a really like cool challenge to go for. I mean, that's rad, to be able to slam. That's what I thought. And I still think that. So that's why I went for it. It's like, puts me in an elite company. When I go play basketball, hardly anyone I play with can slam. Even guys that are half my age and my height, they're not doing it. So I just wanted to like, just do something that few people can do, not to say it's impossible or anything like that. Just, maybe when you play at the gym, at a good place, maybe one out of every 50 people can do it, maybe something like that, if even that, something that, one out of 100. Depends what kind of players you're playing with, but typically, unless you're playing amongst elite players, it is kind of rare. Okay, so Frank Tufano clarifies a diet of only vegan meats. Oh, I get it now, Frank Tufano. Thank you. So you're talking about, yeah, a vegan carnivore diet. Just take you literally at it, just eating like Beyond Meat and Beyond sausages and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I wouldn't plan to do it, but if that's something you want to do for some kicks and giggles, have at it. I don't think anything terribly bad will happen to you from that. Um, you're right, Kay. That topic gets people triggered, and just veganism, like I said, gets enough people triggered. Trust me. Just looking if you run a YouTube channel and see what kind of hateful comments you get. Veganism just triggers people. Just, I mean, it's like even the simplest, chillest videos, like vlogs, where we don't say anything bad about anyone. We're just showing the food we eat and what we do in a day, and people will leave mean, hateful comments. So yeah, being vegan triggers people. So we don't need to get any additional triggering topics onto our channel here. Have I smoked weed? Not today, Wyatt, but yes, I have smoked weed before, and I have pretty much nothing bad to say about weed. Especially its legalization. If people can go out and buy OxyContin and booze and drink that all day and do all the crappy things that people do when they're drunk, you should be able to smoke weed and be chill. That's my philosophy. That's my opinion. What else you guys talking about here? Wow, first ever all vegan restaurant is coming to Bozeman, Montana this fall. Wow, I just met someone from Bozeman last Saturday at last weekend. What did you see the vlog that Angie put out about the Sail Ranch fundraising gala? And we met a person from Bozeman. I assume he was vegan. Everyone seemed vegan at our table. So, gosh, I wish I'd known. I would have asked him all about that. That's cool. That's good news. Um, let's see. Oh, cool. Here's Rorschach 12. Ryan, this keto person comparing his lab results to mine. Title is Fat Carnivore Labs versus Ryan. From me, vegan sub asks, is this what you're all talking about? So, okay, I'm cool. I'm glad people want to compare. I'm sure people younger than me are trying to compare their lab results to mine. Mine are pretty darn good. Last time, yeah, the only thing that was really of concern is my LDL was above optimal. Wasn't high, but it was above optimal. But that was a few months ago. I cleared out a few things out of my diet, which I'm pretty sure were responsible. So we'll take the Pepsi challenge again later. I'd like to see that this person's testosterone levels too, since I got those on my last blood test. And as you guys all know, and I'm proud to say, they're at the levels of a 28-year-old dude, and I'm 51. So anyway, cool. Um, Let's see. What B12 sup do I use? I should have this written down. Let me see if this is on our Amazon page here. Um, check this out here, guys. Um, I believe Angie put this. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Wrong page. Here we are. Angie made this page on Amazon. It's like, stuff that we buy, stuff that we use. We can tell people what it is. So I just put it in the chat. So check it out there and see if the B12 sup is in there. I think it's called Nature's Garden, My Kind Organics. It has like two brand names, which makes it kind of confusing. But it's a sublingual B12 spray. Buy it pretty much always on Amazon. Sometimes I'll get it at Whole Foods. Garden of Life, My Kind Organic. See what a weird long name that is. Seems like it's two brand names anyway, but check it out. And if you buy it, if we do have it linked there in Amazon, I think we get a little tiny commission from that too. But yeah, that's what I've been taking for I don't know how many years now, guys. You tell me, like, 4 or 5 plus years, and my B12 levels are like in the top like 2% of North Americans. They're higher than pretty much any like meat eaters blood test. I'm sure that's pretty. It's the stuff works, and that's not the only thing I take for B12. I eat with nutritional yeast. And I put it on lots of different foods. That's a possible source of B12, from what I understand, and also my nut milks are often fortified with B12 too. So I'm getting B12 all day, all different foods. So, who says vegans are deficient in B12? Mine are probably higher than pretty much as anyone who's ever made that claim about vegans. So anyway, um, okay, Bauhaus Cure. What vegan sneakers do I recommend for walking, running long distances? For walking, here is where you need to go. I talk about it often in my put it here in the chat. As nature intended. Their website is anibrand.com. I recommend these shoes for walking, not running. They're intentionally very natural type shoes. They're like, I would call them barefoot style. Actually, use our code Happy Vegan code. Use that, and the money doesn't go to us. If you use our Happy Vegan code at anibrand.com, $5 from your order goes not to us, but to Mercy for Animals. So I'm really happy and proud. That's why I like to plug that all the time. I want money to go to Mercy for Animals. But anyway, if you're looking for a good walking shoe, just a comfortable shoe, they're really cool. They're flat, they're zero drop, very little cushioning. So I wouldn't recommend running or jumping on them unless you're used to like a barefoot style running shoe. So if you just want something for walking, and I'll do some really light barefoot style running on them, and I lift weights in them all the time. If you see my lifting videos, my gym videos, I should say, I'm always doing like squats, deadlifts, and my calf raises, and I just like having a nice flat shoe. And I see other guys at the gym wearing similar flat shoes like Vans, but I like to get these because they're fully vegan and they support vegan causes. Anibrand.com. If you're looking for running, Altra, here's the brand there. I just typed it in, Altra. Their brands, their line is supposedly vegan too, even though they don't support or donate to vegan causes as far as I know, but their materials are all vegan. That's what I run in. I use their Instinct line of running shoes. So that's that. That's shoes. Wyatt, should you take vitamin D? Get some sun, but is that enough? That's a relative question. Getting enough sun is relative on so many things. The latitude that you live at, how often you go outside, what time of the day you go outside, how much pigment do you have in your skin? Are you really dark skinned like African American, or really light skinned? There's so many variables. So only you'll know how your vitamin D levels are. Get a blood test and ask for a vitamin D test. Pretty standard. You might have to pay a couple extra bucks for it, but it's not really expensive. And then you and your doctor can see where you stand. You want to be above 30. I'm not a medical doctor, but I've got the test done so many times. Last time I was like 29. First time I was ever below 30, but it's because I was not running outside all the time. I was indoors training to slam dunk. So anyway, I've been getting more sunshine. And plus I got that last blood test in the dark depths of December, something I've never done before too. So I'm gonna get my next test probably June or July, and when it's plenty sunny. So we'll see. I should be back above 30 again. I'd be really shocked if I wasn't, because I have been making a point to get more sunlight. So it's all up to you guys, as far as like, not up to you guys, but you got to see for yourself. Like I said, all those variables that I listed there a minute ago will affect what your vitamin D levels are like. All right. So what else you guys talking about? Okay. Yeah, DJ Believe. Yeah, some Skechers, every brand of shoes have shoes that are accidentally vegan. The good thing is, like most shoes, especially high performance shoes, don't use leather anymore. That's so like last century. Maybe there's something in the glue might screw it up. But yeah, shoes are pretty vegan these days as far as like athletic shoes go. I'm speaking very generally. So I'm sure there's some exceptions there. Do I ever swim? Asked Produce Not Pills. Not too often. I used to swim more when I was more into surfing, but no, I don't really swim a heck of a lot these days. I just don't. But it's a good sport. It's a good, it's a good sport. It really is. It really gives you a good workout, it's low impact. You can swim all day if you're fit enough because you're not going to get, pounded from like, you do like running or something like that. Um, what else you guys asking? Um, Yeah, Bauhaus. You were looking at the Brooks Glycerin, but they're not fun for walking for hours. Yeah, and the A&Is are good for walking, as long as you're not pounding your feet, if you're walking reasonably, I can stand in them, walk in them for hours, hang out in them all day. They're pretty darn comfortable. I don't like shoes that put you at weird angles and arches and stuff like that. I hate wearing my basketball shoes, but actually that works really well for playing basketball. But when I'm out, the basketball courts and the normal rest of the part of the gym, the non-basketball part of the gym, just lifting and stuff. I want to get out of those basketball shoes as soon as I can. Just kind of weird being all angled up like that. I just don't like that. It just doesn't feel right to me. Oh, me and Angie are doing good. Produce Not Pills. Thanks for asking. What else you guys asking here? Let's see. The Morningstar Meat Lovers Veggie Burger. Check that out, Cobb. I did a video about Morningstar, which was it's an interesting story because they're an old school, veggie meat company, but a lot of their stuff isn't vegan. So you have to check. About half their product line now is vegan. And I forgot what I researched in my videos. I made it a few months ago, but they're transitioning their whole product line eventually to be fully vegan. I thought they said by the end of the year, like 80% would be. But yeah, check it out. Just be really careful that there's no eggs or anything like that. I thought all their new products coming forward are vegan and they're just reformulating their older ones to be vegan. It was about time, I can't believe they waited so freaking long. Okay, it is a vegan one. Cool. Yeah, just I thought I'd mention that not only just for you, but anyone else who's looking at their products. Just got to be careful with Morningstar Farms right now. I'm glad they finally got it, but it's just sad it took so long. Thoughts on lab meat? It's unethical, even if they don't kill animals, as it's still animal exploitation. I'm not pro lab grown meat, Wayward, but there's ways to produce lab grown meat that don't involve animal stem cells. I'm not a biochemist or anything like that, but I know there's ways they do it without taking cells from animals. So, I mean, I don't see any harm in that unless I don't understand the procedure right. I thought I researched it back in the day, but yeah, I'm not a fan of. I'm not going to eat lab grown meat once it comes out. Why? Because I'm doing fine without it. Why? Would I need to eat lab grown meat when I don't need to eat it now? So, yeah, I don't see it ethically a problem if they don't exploit or harm animals in the process of making it. And as I far, yeah, animal serum versus non-animal serum. The old ways of making it, it's still a new technology, but you don't need to use animal serum. There's ways to do it without it to produce it. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong there, because like I said, I'm not a scientist, not a biochemist, but I've read how there's ways they can do it that are completely, they don't cross any vegan, ethical, or moral boundaries, as I understand. Hey, K Drama 59, hello to you too. Okay, Al, just tell me how it's unethical. I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot there, but educate me. If what I'm saying is correct, if they can produce lab grown meat without using animal serum and without exploiting any animal in any way, how does it cross a moral or ethical line? Again, I'm not arguing for lab grown meat. I don't ever plan to eat it, but I just want to understand how you're saying it's unethical because anyone could say anything's unethical. We got to explain how, because it doesn't make any sense to me how that would be unethical. Like, no, nothing is getting harmed. See, Griffin Baby said your husband was D deficient and you guys live in Florida. Yeah, just take supplements. There's nothing weird about taking a vitamin D supplement for sure. So, best K-pop groups. I only like one, BTS. I haven't heard any others I like. I don't really like genres. I just like music, and I've heard some good music from those guys. Um, See, Live the Dream says if no animal were harmed, you would definitely eat it. See, I'm of that opinion, but I'm not of I would definitely eat it. I just, glad they can make it without harming animals, and I wouldn't, criticize lab grown meat if that were the case. If they can make, ethical lab grown meat. Um, Thoughts on Dr. Furman faking a nut study? Wow, I guess I haven't been watching the whole nut drama for a few days or a few weeks for that matter. So I didn't know about that. I will check that out. Maybe you can send me a link to a video there now. I'll check it out. I guess I should do my homework on this whole nut drama. Um and see Wayward. So you're saying from me, you understand they have to use animal cells. um, Check it out. Google Wayward, because I remember I did the research about this a few years ago when that company from Israel approached YouTubers to vegan YouTubers to help them when they're with their GoFundMe thing. And I did the due diligence and saw that there's ways they were claiming they used a method that did not involve animal serum. So Google that, look up lab grown meat, animal serum, and see if you find some articles talking about how they don't have to use it. All right. So that was what I learned a few years ago. And, the technology is only improving since then. So I would imagine, that they can fully do that. Okay, so Veg Source has the Furman situation covered. Cool. Maybe I'll check out one of Jeff's videos. Then nut drama. I know how I can't believe there's a nut drama going on in the vegan scene. That's kind of trippy. Oh, I guess people like drama, huh? Yeah, what doesn't have drama attached to it? So true. Okay, so it says Susan Furman published a weight loss study that had gross errors produced by a statistician. He went on to promote his products and program, continually referencing, ooh, hit the mic, my bad, the bad data. All right, I'll check it out. I'll see what's going on. I really haven't, paid any attention to that. So, does sound interesting though. So, I'll check it out just because it sounds interesting. It is nuts. I agree with you, Christian. I've learned my lesson from previous live streams. Keep the water handy. Don't get dehydrated. I think, oh, I'm going to be on an hour. I can go an hour without water. No, just keep drinking water. Well, Furman is a fraud now. Gee, wow. That sounds pretty hardcore. Vegan Metalhead asks, have I ever thought about doing the one chip challenge? Is it vegan? I have never heard of the one chip challenge, so I don't know if it's vegan. Maybe you could tell me a little bit more about that. Um, How much water do I drink in a day? I don't know, but I think I drink a lot. I get up in the morning, have a few cups of water, and I'm drinking water all day, have water before I go to bed. So I think I'm pretty hydrated, but I don't like measure it. I guess I probably should one day just so I could know and let you guys know, just pass it on to you. Um, okay, what else you guys talking about here? Have I talked to Jackson Plantriotic ever since that live discussion that he was going through that mental dilemma if he should go on this limited 10-day or 30-day meat challenge or something like that? No, I haven't talked to him since. I mean, I emailed him like in the days after that. I've just followed up a little bit, but no, I haven't talked to him. No, I mean, he's busy. He's traveling the world and stuff like that. So no, I haven't talked to him, but I do want to have some more people on. I have the tech now. I know how to do it. So yeah, that can happen for sure. Um, all right, Reva, I will do that. I will one day in the next few weeks. I promise you, I will do a water measuring day. I'll measure every last bit of water I have, just so I know. It'd be cool, just so I know this, right? And I'll pass it on to you guys. Um, What do I think about coffee? I'm not a fan, but Angie's a fan. So, it's all about personal preference. I don't have anything against it. I didn't like coffee before I was vegan. I like some teas and stuff like that. And occasionally I'll have a little sip on some of Angie's lattes or whatever she's getting. I don't know what they are, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but it's nothing, that's because I'm vegan, just personal preference. I just don't like caffeine. I don't like Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, none of that stuff. Just not into it. Yeah, but if you love coffee, cool. Angie loves coffee. I don't. You shouldn't say Al that dude I had on was a moron. He was just confused. He had one of those anti-vegan guys. What's his name? Drew, the same guy that was chatting in the ear of like all these other former vegans, and I think even had the ear of Tim Sheaf too, So who's next? Oh, who's my next conquest? It'll be Jackson of Plantriotic, just telling him whatever he needed to hear to try to make him not vegan. I don't understand how someone's like purpose of life is to get vegans to stop being vegan. But that's what he was trying to do to Jackson. He told him all the right things that it's like a con man, just trying to tell Jackson the things that Jackson wanted to hear, or that would make him stop being vegan, at least for a short amount of time. So I'm glad I got in Jackson's ear and gave him a big dose of reality and fact and truth. No lies, no bullshit. Just tell him how it is. And I'm glad he saw that would just be absolutely pointless for a person who's doing fine on a vegan diet, didn't screw up their gut and crap, fasting and what's that, raw food diets for like 35 days or anything like that, drinking urine, didn't do anything stupid, like that. Not to say raw food is stupid, but drinking urine is stupid for sure. I eat raw food all the time. I have bananas every day. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad I got in his ear and told him, yeah, what was up. And he listened to me. Drew influenced a 10-year vegan to try carnivore for 30 days. See, that's what I'm saying. Who was this 10-year vegan who tried carnivore for 30 days? And if you're vegan, you would not, it's just a non-issue. It's like, oh, Ryan, would you try carnivore for 30 days? No. Just for 30 days, you can try it out. It's like, it goes against all my morality. Like, it's like the same reason. Like, say Drew or someone got an anti-vegan or whatever, came up and said, Ryan, you should try to be a racist for 30 days. Just try it out. Yeah, I know you think racism is morally reprehensible and disgusting and has no place in modern society, but you got to check it out because it's going to make you like feel all this woo woo and you're going to feel great. You just try it out. And if you don't like racism after 30 days, you don't have to be a racist anymore. It's the same thing. It's against my morality racism is. And same with eating or harming animals, eating dead animals, or live animals for that matter. It's against my morality. I don't see how you can convince a vegan, someone who is truly vegan, to not be vegan just for 30 days to check out some other thing that's against their morality. It makes absolutely no freaking sense. No sense whatsoever. Just like trying a racism challenge for 30 days or a rapist challenge for 30 days or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Freaking absurd. No vegan in the right mind would take up that challenge. Just like no sensible person in the right mind would take up a racism challenge for 30 days. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get back to here. Mark Tassi says we should eat only fruit and tender greens. Okay, why are you adding that out there about Mark Tassi? I know Mark Tassi. I've known him since 2013. Nice, unique fellow. Yeah, he's really passionate about eating raw food and stuff like that. But I've talked to him about it a few times. I think he's wrong on a few key points, and so be it. He's doing well. He's alive and healthy. So it's cool. It works for him. But I have heard. I'm going to call you out, Mark, from someone who knows you quite well. When you get, I'll break it out here, so you guys can tell. I guess if you want to spread this to Mark, I'm going to give you some good juicy gossip here right now. And I don't think he lets people know this, but he doesn't always eat raw. I've heard him talk about eating a bag of potatoes, or when he gets like emotional, he'll eat some potato chips or something like that. So it's not fully raw, which shows you why a raw diet is kind of like, not practical. Even the most hardcore adherents like him will not be fully raw. So, I think if raw food's cool, you just don't have to eat fully raw. I have bananas all the time. I just bought about $15 of cherries today because it's cherry season. Raw food's awesome, but it's not like, why restrict yourself? Why limit yourself? Just raw food when there's a whole other world of perfectly fine, healthy plant foods for you. All right. So, really? 30 red pills a day? Bonnie Rebecca is losing hair in the front? No way. I've stopped watching her completely. Wow. Is that true? Is she's talking about that in one of her vlogs or something like that? Do I agree with taking a DHA algae-based supplement? Yeah, let me give you another product I like here. Let me send you to a site where this is actually for protein and um, This is for ALA. I mean, yeah, you can take DHA, whichever. I put a link here to Clean Machine. I take the green protein powder, and again, I have a code Happy Vegan. If you use that, this time you actually get a discount. I think you save like 20%. I use this stuff religiously every day. After like a hardcore day at the gym or running or whatever, I'll use a whole scoop of this stuff. It will give me 20 grams of protein and about 50% of your RDA for omega-3 fatty acids in the form of ALA. On a lighter day like today where I'm not doing much, I'll just use half a scoop and get half of that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm loving this stuff. Just gives you a nice, clean source of all sorts of nutrients. It's one of the most nutrient dense plants in the world. They use something called duckweed. So check it out. Their Clean Machine, that's their green protein. They call it Lentine. That's the name they used when they brought it to market. I love this stuff. You saw one of my videos about them. I pursued them. They gave me a jar of it to test out. And about 5 months later, I finally tried it and loved it. And I pursued them because I thought it was so awesome. So anyway, that's what I like for getting my omega threes. I get it with the protein. It's just part. It's one whole plant. They didn't like piece it together with different things. It's one plant that's just super freaking nutrient dense. Um, okay, vegan metal. I saw somehow one of your comments got held up there. I just approved it. So in case you were wondering, um, anti-vegans, YouTube anti-vegans are obsessed with veganism. Yeah, if they didn't have vegans to make crap up about, they wouldn't have any content to make, and they would have to actually do something constructive with their time rather than just making up crap and lying basically. I mean, I haven't watched too many anti-vegans like I said, but every time I've seen them, 100% of the time they're full of crap, they're making stuff up, they're lying, and I've called them out a couple times before. I don't like to do that. I'm just really not into drama videos. Hey Megan, doing good here, thanks for joining us. um Good point there, Karen. Yeah, you don't have to be vegan to understand that killing animals is wrong, especially since it's completely unnecessary. If you look at how many billions of people are on this planet and multiply that by how many billions more animals need to be raised for livestock for people to eat them, it's just horrifying. It's mind blowing how many animals, how many billions of animals are raised needlessly for slaughter so people eat them, and all the environmental destruction that goes along with all the resources you need to raise like nearly 100 billion animals a year. So yeah, it's just a lose-lose situation on all levels. So yeah, you don't even need to be vegan. You just have to have rationality, I think, to understand that equation doesn't add up on a global ecological level, and it just doesn't make sense on a moral level. Why would you choose to pursue a lifestyle where animals are dying every meal every day, where as opposed to one where you're not killing animals every meal every day? It just makes so much sense. Do people enjoy deaths of animals? I don't think so. I think most people are kind, loving people, but they've been so separated from that side of food production that it just completely blocked out of their minds. They just see it as a product, not as a once thriving, or as much as they could in captivity, a thriving living being. S. O'Neill, a difference between vegan and vegetarian? Are you sure? If you want, I mean, it's simple. Vegan consumes, just look up on the Vegan Society, a way of life that seeks to avoid as much as practically possible all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals. So therefore, yeah, you're against eating animals, but also their byproducts, dairy, eggs, stuff like that too. So yeah, vegetarians will be like vegans, but yeah, they won't hold that to that strictest standard of eggs, dairy, and the like. So that's it gets more subtle. You can get more philosophical than that, but that's it in a nutshell, the definition. Um, Yeah, good point. STFC kitchen mishaps. Yeah, yeah. On top of that, yeah, since we oppose, all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals, that goes beyond food too. Yeah, if you see a leather shoe or jacket, you see that was once a living animal, and since you don't want to consume the food, the flesh of a once living animal. You don't want to support the industry that kills animals in the first place. So yeah, stuff like leather, you just don't want it. It's not because you like we're forcing you to give up. I mean, if you truly believe that harming and killing animals is wrong, you you wouldn't want you have no desire for stuff like leather. So yeah, it goes beyond just what you put in your body. And yeah, it goes beyond that. Extends out into stuff that's in your environment outside your body. Um, Vegans sometimes scare me because they can be very judgmental, says Avatar Money oh 01. Well, people are judgmental, Avatar Money. If I could just show you some of the comments that we get, especially the ones that get held for review because they're so full of vile language, being so mean and judgmental. Vegans don't have a monopoly on judgmental assholeness. Not at all. Not in the slightest bit. Humans are great at that. So some vegans are asshole judgmental people, and many meat eaters are asshole judgmental people. Humans can be judgmental. Vegans have no monopoly, no stake in that claim. It cuts across everything. So don't blame that on vegans. I swear I get more hateful, judgmental comments on daily basis than you can ever imagine. And they're not coming from vegans. Sometimes they are, believe it or not, but 99% of the time they're coming from non-vegans. Yeah, we're just trying to save animals, as you say in there, Kathy. And for some reason, that really offends people. I don't understand it. Just, we're just trying to live our lives here in such a way that animals aren't being exploited. I occasionally call out some anti-vegan for lying, and we get tons of hate. But Race Lover, our great moderator, thanks, Race Lover. I haven't seen, have you been here for a bit? He is, to be fair, he claims, he admits he is trying to gain the monopoly on being a judgmental a-hole. So we do have one who really is trying his hardest here. So remember that we have some are actively trying to make gains in judgmental a-holeness. Just kidding. Avatar Money, cool. You're trying to go plant-based, so awesome. And remember, vegans aren't necessarily judgmental, but there are some a-hole judgmental vegans. I'll give you that. I meet them, and sometimes they'll send me some really mean, horrible comment because I did something that they disapproved of. I write them back. Gee, you are so perfect. You are so awesome. Make your own YouTube channel. Spread your light with the rest of the world. You owe it to us so we can see how perfect you are and use you as our model of perfection that we all can hope to be, because that's what judgmental people act like they got it all figured out and they know everything. So anyway, just saying, vegans can be judgmental, but I get that just as much, if not way more, from non-vegans. You got it, Weed Magic. People are jerks regardless of their lifestyle. Doesn't matter what they eat, what their religion is, what their political beliefs are, where they live, their socioeconomic status, doesn't matter. A-holes, judgmental jerks, narcissists can be found in all of those things, all of them. You love the looks you get when you tell people you're vegan. Who do you tell this to, and what kind of looks do you get? Favorite LA vegan spot? I don't know. There's just so many now, to be honest with you. I really couldn't tell you. Ken wants to know, where'd you go there? I was about to read your comment. Oh man, I just lost it. Katie was asking, what do I say to a close friend who is taking baby steps toward veganism? Say, awesome, cool. That's kind of how I did it, sort of. Some people go cold turkey in a heartbeat or overnight. So everyone's got their own way of coming to it. As long as they're on the path, it shows they're open-minded. They understand there's something positive going down that path, and everyone's speed on that path is different. So I think that's awesome. Ron, why do you want to try to draw me into just a hotbed political issue here? This is a vegan show, but if you know where I stand politically, you know that I'm not a person who believes in codifying into law one's religious beliefs. Like, you wouldn't want me to codify into law compassion, forced legalized compassion. Everyone has to be compassionate. That's what I'm saying. So you might have an idea where I'm coming from there. I believe in a separation of powers there, church and state. So if you guys want to elect me president, I will run on the platform. I will try to put compassion as a law, make it an amendment to the Constitution if you want. I'll try my hardest. But I don't think a lot of people would like that. That's my point. Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. Your favorite vegan LA spot is your kitchen. Yeah, that's where I find the best food out here too, our kitchen. Um, you'll vote for me? Awesome, guys. Cool. I actually might run for something. I've been talking to the Humane Party about running for office, and so I still need to talk to them more about that. I haven't really told you guys about that, so you might see something coming from that discussion, these discussions I've had with them. So it wouldn't be for president or anything like that. I'm gonna something slightly smaller than that. But I will make if I do this seriously. Yeah, compassion is gonna be a huge part of what I'm running for. Hopefully, you live in California though, so that's where it would be if you were to vote for me. So I got to get back in touch with them now that I've finished my slam dunking project. I'm not done. I'm still doing more with it, but I can focus more on other big goals. Probably more important than slam dunking, huh? Running for office on the Humane Party platform. Um, okay. No, running for president just be a complete just waste of time. Even running for something smaller than that, probably is slim to no chance of winning without being on a major party. Yeah, I won't let the broccoli lobbyists corrupt me. I know they've been banging on my door trying to give me like, billions of dollars, but no, the broccoli industry, I'm going to keep them at bay. It's going to be hard though. Does a vegan diet help with vertigo? I've never heard anyone ask me that before. Yes, Reva, we still are not big fans of onions and garlic, even though, like we said, we do get them when we go out to restaurants or pop-ups and stuff like that, but we don't bring them into the house. And you just found out you have an intolerance. You love some recipes. Well, Reva came to the right place. Angie's book, Keep It Carb, baby. Woohoo! What do we got here? 40, 50 recipes. No onions, no garlic. But yeah, I mean, for those of you that want to add onions and garlic in, you're more than welcome to. We're not going to like instantly teleport over your house and like zap your hands or anything like that. But you can get this on our website, happyhealthyvegan.org. And this book is back in stock. It was out of press for like 3-4 months. And we did a second pressing. And much thanks to Tracy, the moderator, who I haven't seen on yet tonight. She's probably doing something cool on the holiday weekend. Anyway, yeah, thanks to her for helping us get some typos found and clear up some ambiguities. If you have the first edition, it's still perfectly fine. Just, probably saw a couple typos. So hopefully they're all gone now. So thanks, Rice Lever, for the link there. But yeah, all her recipes in the book, all of Angie's recipes are onion and garlic free. And Angie's working on a new book too, which we hope to have out, fingers crossed, in time for the holidays this year. And again, another book of onion and garlic, no onion or garlic recipes. However, Tracy the vegan, I think, is going to, the moderator is going to add in some onion and garlic tips if you want some, I believe. All right, so what else y'all talking about here? Flat earther, if you're gonna leave stupid comments like that, if you want to describe your own genitalia like that, I know that's what you're talking about. You should start your own channel and talk about your challenged member there, but don't come here and talk about it. It's not the forum for you, flat earther, to talk about your size issues. Okay. Do I consume additional sodium? Asks Irino. Not in like I don't buy salt. I don't add it to my food, but like I said, when we go out, they'll put salt in it. In fact, yeah, we went to Angie's little sister's graduation. She just graduated as got a bachelor's, and she's a nutritionist. Will be a nutritionist, and the only food we could get at her party was some vegan pizza with tons of like horribly salty Daiya cheese, So I was so dehydrated the rest of the day after having that cheese. So it happens, it's like the best option I could get right then. I'll eat it. And fortunately, I was able to order it without onions and garlic. Thank heavens. Imagine having the onions, garlic, and salt. I would have been toast. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't avoid salt, but I don't seek it out, if that's what you're wondering. What else you guys asking about here? Yeah, Vile Life. Yeah, they're another great vegan cheese. Kay, I know who you are, Kay. You're not a troll. I don't think you're a troll. You usually just try to ask provocative questions, and that's cool. You're always on the live streams, like here 100% of the time. You're a regular, and that's awesome. Hey, Ms. Misael Guzman, how you doing? Um, um, all right, I'm missing some of the questions here. Let's see. Wow. What do I eat? Asked Misael Guzman. What do I eat? I eat whole food plants. You probably eat lots of plants on your own. I just don't eat the parts of your plates that would have like, animals or their byproducts. So yeah, I don't eat pieces of flesh or cheese or eggs or anything like that. But I'm sure you put lots of plants on your plate, right? Potatoes. I'm sure you put some rice on there, some gravy, but without any like dairy or anything added to it. I'm sure you eat some fruits like, bananas. And right now it's cherry season. We got there a little late today to farmers market. Most of the cherries are sold out. And it's not vegan snatching that stuff up, but just regular, people, non-vegan people. I'm sure you eat, legumes. I love potatoes. I'm sorry about all sorts of beans, even exotic beans like mung beans, but black beans and white beans and lentils and garbanzo beans and bread and, peanut butter, jelly sandwiches. We eat so much kinds of food there. Ms. L. Guzman, baked potatoes, you love them. See, I like baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, anything with potatoes, I'm down. Tofu sometimes, very rarely, but yeah, vegan jury adds tofu. Proud soy boy there. Yeah, you can eat tofu if you want. I kind of just eat it when I go out to restaurants. So many good foods out there. Yeah, Ezekiel bread's what I'm eating there. Jorge fruit. Um, I just keep going on. I mean, vegetables. How could I forget all the greens and vegetables that we're eating? I mean, there's so many foods you eat as a vegan. You just don't eat the few little things that I say. Just get rid of the dead bits of flesh, dairy. It's pretty, and eggs. It's pretty easy to be vegan. You're probably eating way more vegan food on a daily basis. A lot of people wonder, wow, what kind of weird food do vegans eat? You're already eating tons of vegan food. Just leave out the animal bits. Dave's radical or awesome bread. Yeah, I love Dave's awesome bread. I really love that raisin bread of his. I mean, I'm glad my go-to market doesn't carry that flavor, so I have to go to a special other market to get it. But yeah, I love that raisin bread of his. Awesome, and it's vegan too. Sam Green, do I think it's safe mentally to become vegan after overcoming anorexia? Yeah, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person here because I've never been anorexic. I've done a few videos on like what's her name, the Balanced Blonde, who went to veganism to battle her orthorexia, and she kind of brought her orthorexia into her vegan diet and was not eating a sensible vegan diet, kind of like a lot of these former vegans that quit, they're like doing lots of juicing and fasting and calorie restrictions. So it really depends on if you bring a healthy attitude. So I can't say for sure. I mean, you could bring orthorexic beliefs or mindsets, anorexic beliefs or mindsets to any diet, so you just got to break out of it if you're going to be successful on any diet. So yeah, just don't fall into that trap that many do of just like, oh, I'm gonna be vegan. That means I'm gonna like have 800 calories a day of water. I mean, juice and carrots and stuff like that. You got to have a sensible, balanced vegan diet. Again, stuff like we recommend and keep it carb baby. See all these delicious looking foods here on the back cover, guys. You don't see a bunch of fasting going on here. It's a bunch of food. So sensible eating. Okay, Jorge Fruit says his friend healed her anorexia after going vegan. So yeah, it can be done. It definitely can be done. I've seen it, but I'm just going, yeah, just be mindful that you're anorexic or orthorexic and you need to find healthier ways to eat. And one way is to, yeah, look at how we're eating because we don't, we don't promote anything. I think that's anything of that sort other than eating healthy, balanced vegan diets. Do we eat grapefruit? Angie is the big grapefruit eater of the bunch. I kind of stay away from the more citrusy fruits like oranges and grapefruit. Probably to my loss there. I know they're good and healthy for you. I just kind of prefer stuff like like stone fruit. That's what I'm going to be eating for the next few months now that they're coming back in season. Do vegans live longer? Asks Mazo Guzman. Yeah, I've posted many studies here. Some of the longest lived studied people on the planet are the Seventh day Adventist vegans. What's cool about the Seventh day Adventists, they share across their religious group here, mainly from California, and they share amongst their members, no matter what their diet is, a very healthy lifestyle, like, more physical activity, no smoking and drugs, stuff like that. And the vegans are the longest lived formally studied population on Earth. On average, 10 years of extra, and not only just extra life, but healthy, productive life, average of 10 years. And that's the average, you know. So yeah, vegans have been scientifically studied very thoroughly, and has been shown that it's not a slam dunk like you're automatically going to live longer. If you have something wrong with you, yeah, veganism might not help if you have a genetic problem, or but get hit by a bus. But on average, yeah, veganism does help with longevity gains, and that is backed by science. Look up the Seventh Day Adventist Study 2. I think that's the one, as opposed to the first one. Seventh Day, it's the Adventist Study 2. Just Google that and look for longevity or lifespan measurements. And Ray Sliver adds a really another important point that might be important to you too. That vegans are also scientifically proven to win more rap freestyle battles. So just keep that in mind. We got I don't know how, I don't know what the scientific mechanism is there that causes that to be the case, but yeah, if you're into freestyle rap battles, got you covered here. um, what kind of blender recommendations? Well, I have a Vitamix. I got it, I think, in 2012, and it died on me like a few months ago. The ball bearings at the very bottom of it came out, and I believe it's still under warranty. I've just been so busy, guys, to follow up on that. So I fortunately we had a lower powered Oster blender, and it's just doing fine for my smoothies. So I guess that's why I haven't got up off my ass to contact Vitamix yet. But yeah, good blender will do good. Why did I become vegan, Misael? It's because I realized when I was younger, like, a teenager or in my early 20s, I was just bothered by the fact that why. I knew there were vegetarians back then. I go, why, if they're right, if they can do it, why would I not want to be one? Why would I want to intentionally choose a lifestyle where I said, okay, I'm going to go down this path where animals need to die? I intentionally want animals to die for me. When, on the other hand, the vegetarian path, animals didn't need to die. You didn't need to kill animals on a daily basis to eat their flesh, to be alive, and not only just to stay alive and survive, but to thrive and be healthy. Like I showed you, the Seventh Day Adventist Study 2, on average, people are living 10 years longer than average people, living average lifespan of 90 years. So, I mean, a vegan lifestyle is healthy, and you don't need to kill animals in order to live. So yeah, I just think any reasonable person, when faced with that choice, do you want to choose a lifestyle where that requires animals to die for you? Doesn't that make you feel wrong when you don't have to make that choice? That's what got me into veganism. Irino, thank you. Thank you so much for your super chat tip there. Yeah, look on our Twitter at Ryan Lum or Happy Healthy Vegan. You'll see a shout out for you. So see your question here. You're wondering, do I think there is no health problem without additional salt intake? I mean, long-term, whole food, plant-based with 100% salt-free diet. Again, Irene, really good question. I'm not a nutritionist or medical doctor even though most of them probably couldn't answer that question properly. I say, my opinion on how to answer that question is just how we live our lives there. So we don't really buy salt. I think we might have some, and it gets used extremely rarely. But I do get salt when I go out to eat at restaurants, and when I just leave the house and go anywhere. I go to Chipotle for a burrito, there'll be salt. If I go to Del Taco or Taco Bell, there'll be salt. If I go to a vegan restaurant, a fully vegan restaurant, there'll be salt. Unless I go to one of the few raw restaurants I know of. So yeah, I'm getting the salt, in that. And if I get maybe a processed burger at the market, which is really, really rare, I'll get some salt there. So I'm saying, yeah, try to live a low salt lifestyle like we do, as much as practically possible. But when you go out, you'll get a little salt. And unless you have some kind of like disease that's you're really trying to work on, like heart disease, it probably won't be a problem to get that little extra bit of salt. And there's minerals in salt, so maybe that'll help in the long run as far as preventing deficiency, to get some occasional salt. But yeah, I think that's the best way, the healthiest way to look at it. That way you can go out and have fun, go out and eat at restaurants, leave your house, not have to be worried and tell the waiter, please tell the chef not to put any salt in my food. That's going to be a really hard thing to pull off the rest of your life. Like I said, even I don't think Dr. Greger would fear for someone living like that. How we do, occasional salt when you go out. I hope I answered your question there. I think it's a really practical way to go about it. Really practical. Veganism could be really practical, or if you make it too strict, like avoiding all salt or all anything, if it becomes too strict, those are the people I'm telling that tend to not be vegan after a few years because it's too strict. It's too hard to pull off. Um, I haven't seen any of these recent former vegan people that were eating a balanced, sensible diet that had kind of a healthy attitude, like I'm talking about there, of not being too restrictive. Cool. I'm glad you like the advice there, Sweet Pepper. Awesome. Impossible versus Beyond. Well, yeah, Beyond, man. It's, yeah, 100%. I just think their product is better and they don't pull any crap off like I've seen like Impossible Burgers doing, like, giving their, serving up, meat next to their, or whatever, animal products next to their burgers. Like when you go to Product Expo West, when you go to the Impossible, I'm sorry, the Beyond booth, it's everything's vegan there for sure. And plus, Impossible does the weird thing of putting a plant-based heme iron into their burger, which I find weird because of all the studies showing the toxicity of at least animal-based heme iron, but plant iron is non-heme, which doesn't have the toxic effect. So it just kind of confounds me why Impossible would want to put heme when they could just use a non-heme iron. Just I'm not sure what their reasoning is there. They seem to be less tight on the ethics, the morality, and just the healthful nutrition aspects too. They kind of confuse me a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Race Lever. Yeah, Beyond uses non-GMO ingredients, and they're made up of whole food plant stuff too. It's not like weird chemicals, stuff like mung bean and stuff like that. Which is rare for Americans to eat, but if you live in India, that's daily kind of staple there. Vegan bacon? Did I miss something there? Why are we talking about vegan bacon there? That's I can't think of any good vegan bacons off the top of my head though, if you guys are wondering. I'm gonna start screaming vegan bacon at people. My favorite pop-up, vegan pop-up around here, as far as small ones go, small pop-ups, Man Eating Plant, they're a cute little couple. I think they're from the South Bay. They make a lot of like Asian fusion bits, I mean dishes. And at our Sunday farmers market, Plant Alchemy, Ted and his family at Plant Alchemy, you see that, just follow them. Eat Plant Alchemy on Instagram, and I think Man Eating Plant on Instagram too are some of my favorites. And as far as like the bigger ones, Senna, Cena, Senna Vegan. They make burritos, tacos. They make their own plant-based meat, which even a Veggie Grill, a chain of vegan restaurants out here in the West Coast, uses. At least in the SoCal area, they use Cena vegan products. So Cena Vegan. You can check them out too. Giving plugs for all my homies here. And all three of those are wonderful companies ran by wonderful people, and they make delicious food. All right, what else you guys asking here? Um, Other jobs I've had before YouTube. Let's see. I guess the only time I had a real job where I, went into companies that had offices really on a regular basis was when I was doing work as a web developer. Sometimes it was called internet software developer. That was a while ago, which is cool. I mean, I still have some of those skills, which are really handy for what we do, making websites for our band and Happy Healthy Vegan, and just be able to do things online. It's handy. Cool. So some of you guys know plant alchemy. Awesome, Jerry. Awesome. What is a plant-based diet? Asked Miss AL. It's just like what it sounds like there. It's sometimes hard to distinguish from veganism, but yeah, it's a diet that's centered around eating plants as opposed to like, having a bunch of meat and animal products. So Taylor asked the most important question of the day. No, not really. Who's going to win the NBA Finals? Golden State Warriors or the Toronto Raptors? Well, it's Toronto Raptors are the underdog for sure. I think Golden State still has an edge even without two of their stars. DeMarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant are out. They think Kevin Durant might be back by maybe the latter part of the series, but even just with the Splash Brothers, in charge of Golden State, I still think Golden State's going to show why Thompson and Curry are the best backcourt in that basketball scene for a while. That's my opinion. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if they pull off a three-peat. But yeah, Toronto's looking good. Kawhi Leonard, he deserves to be mentioned in the MVP voting for sure too. He's an amazing athlete at the peak of his skills right now. um, So cool. I see some Raptors fans there too. Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun series. I think this is interesting. I haven't seen anything like this in the finals for a while. It's always been Golden State versus the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James. So this will be really a unique NBA finals for sure. It took about 30 minutes until basketball talk. Yeah, I didn't bring it up. You guys did. That said, I haven't been watching too much basketball, to be honest with you. I don't, find it really too productive for me to sit down for 2.5, 3 hours and watch a complete basketball game. Sometimes I'll just come in and watch like the second half or the fourth quarter. Even sometimes just the last 5 minutes is where all the drama's at. And sometimes that last 5 minutes can last for like 30 minutes. And you guys know what I'm talking about with all the timeouts, the replays, all that, fouling. It could take a long time. Um, cool, Rhea. Thanks so much. Thoughts on cheating on your spouse? Don't do it. Just don't cheat on your spouse. um, do I think it's weird people who strongly believe it's okay to consume honey and be vegan? I know many vegans and I don't give them any crap. It's one of those things where, yeah, you can look at the definition of veganism and I guess, it's not entirely clear. Um, they're not eating animals, they're not having dairy, eggs, so that's cool. I always like to ask them though, like, are you using it as a sweetener? If so, why choose honey when you could choose another sweetener, like say agave or maple or what have you, stevia, whatever you're into, that doesn't involve messing with the product of an animal, really, like the bees are being exploited in the sense we're using them to work and take the product of their work, and that just doesn't happen, say, with an agave plant. So that's the only thing I kind of ask them, but I don't give them any crap. I just kind of curious what their decision was as to why they chose honey as opposed to agave. And half the time it seems like they just haven't been too turned on into plant-based sweeteners. And once they discover them, then they're sold. Uh What if bees attack you and you take their honey in self-defense? I don't think it works that way. I mean, why would you be taking their honey? Like, are you messing with their hive? Yeah, and that's the only situation I could see why a bee would attack you and you need to take their honey. Maybe it seems like taking their honey, though, it would make the problem worse, right? You're just telling them, hey, this guy is trouble, So maybe don't take the honey. Just kind of like get away and not take their work. That would really piss them off, I think. Hey, X-Proof Anarchist, good to see you too. Let's see, XY. People bring that up from time to time in the live chats, and yeah, refresh me again. My brain is working a little slow today. But let's see what else you guys asking here. Stevia, yeah, there you go. Stevia. Some people like stevia, some don't. There's so many ways to sweeten things without putting honey in. So yeah, that's what I would say. I don't. Yeah, I said I don't try to be like the mean vegan police on honey vegans. Ah, Oh, hey, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, we're not superstars. We're just a little tiny YouTube channel here. Um, Miss L, do I believe in Jesus? Why do you ask that there? Why do you ask me that question for Miss L? Because I'll reply. Long-term viewers of our channel know that if someone were, this is a thought experiment. I would never wish this to happen, but someone were to put a gun to my head and say, "What's your religion?" I would say Buddhist, just like that. But I don't try to identify myself like that. Just like I don't identify myself, I am a vegan, I'm a Buddhist. These are just things that are part of what I do. You know, like I'm a musician as well. It's just things that I do. And it's just kind of ingrained into how I think. I don't wake up every day and go, I am a Buddhist, I'm a vegan, I'm a musician. Just how I go and that's how I process the world through those beliefs. So yes. Yeah, labels. You got that STFC. I just don't really like labels too much, but I am vegan. I'm proud to be vegan. Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's why we have our channel. We're really passionate about it, just like we're really passionate about our music. But I don't like to wake up and say, I am a vegan, I'm a musician, I'm a Buddhist. I just do what I do, and I just don't eat animals and their products, and I make music, and I'm into compassion and stuff like that. Have I ever chanted? Yeah, for sure. Totally produce nut pills. Yeah. I do mantra sometimes in my meditations, in my yoga. Where do I get my protein? Good question. First of all, it's in all the plants that I eat, Misael. Every single plant I eat has protein. But lately, I've been getting a bit more. I've been eating more legumes, which are really packed with protein. And I'm putting you a link here to Clean Machine online. Use my code Happy Vegan. Ooh, I can't type. Use this stuff. I use this stuff every freaking day. I was talking about it earlier. Every day, it's like one of the most nutrient dense plants in the world. It's called duckweed. It's got an amino acid profile really similar to whey, and it's also packed with omega-3 fatty acids in the form of ALA. That's just what sold it to me. The protein was enough right there, but once I knew I had ALA and I wasn't taking any kind of ALA or omega-3 supplement, I go, sign me up. This is exactly what I'm looking for right now. Doing the kind of work I'm doing, working more in the gym, working on jumping and basketball and dunking. I want a little bit more extra protein, make sure I'm getting plenty of omega-3s. So that's what I'm taking there. If you use that code I put in there for Clean Machine, yeah, get the clean protein, their green protein. It's called Lentine, and use that code I put in there, Happy Vegan. And I think it's like 20% discount if you use that code, 20% Happy Vegan. So it's really cool. Do I ever miss meat? No, but if I do, there's so many great like Beyond Burger meats, stuff like that out there. If I really need to get that burger fix, it's handled. It tastes just like a freaking burger. Put some ketchup on it, put some greens on it, some mustard. Most people would never know that they just ate a completely plant-based burger. So no, the thought of like burning dead flesh disgusts me. But plant-based burger, you need to get your meat fix. That's how you do it. Kate Blake, Studio Gilby Films. What's that? Sounds interesting. Tell me more about that. STFC, I'm with you. I probably couldn't digest meat either. It's been almost 9 years now, since I've had any form of meat. Yeah, vegan meats have come a long way for sure. Yeah, I just in the time I've been vegan, 8.5 years, I've seen vegan meats come a long way. But in the past like few years, yes. Do I like mushrooms? Are you talking about mushrooms as a food? Interesting question. I'm working on a video right now. A lot of people think, I've been wondering, like, are mushrooms a healthy food, or is it just a bunch of woo woo? Like mushrooms have all these weird properties, like they're in Chinese or Eastern medicine, or are there any real tangible scientific health benefits from eating mushrooms? Are there some nutrients? Are there some properties in mushrooms that help you in as far as health goes? Well, I'm just about done with this video now, so you should see that hopefully early next week, mid next week. So check it out. Are mushrooms a healthy food, fact, or a woo-woo myth? So check that out. Hopefully that's what you're asking. Maybe you're wondering about psilocybin mushrooms. Yeah, Roxanne, I just told you the protein powder I use is right over here. Clean Machine Online, and use code Happy Vegan. And for 20% off, I think is what it is. 15, I think it's 20. I want to say 15 or 20, but I'm 99.9% sure it's a 20% discount. I love this stuff. It's a freaking whole food plant. It's not like a bunch of weird chemicals. It's a whole food plant called duckweed. and it's just ground down. It's one of the most nutrient dense plants out there. Not only is your all your essential amino acids covered, it has ALA, omega-3 fatty acids. So that's for me hands down what I do every day now. I love it. I love the taste of it too. Totally into it. And yeah, I can't say enough about it. I love it. That's one of the joys of the morning is having my protein added to my smoothies or my oatmeal. My protein. Where do I get my protein? I get it from this box here, and it's in every food. Protein's in every plant food as well. Um, you prefer regular wheat over duck wheat? I'm sure some people do. Huh? Am I making you hungry there? Um, oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, XY. Yeah, yeah. We're talking about like I haven't really thought too much about the morality of procreating or anything like that. It's again one of those things where if say I did have a personal belief about procreation, I'm not, I wouldn't want everyone in the world have to follow what I believe just because I believe it or something like that. So one could say the same thing about veganism, but I think once you argue veganism, you're not forcing it on onto anyone. You're not imposing your belief. You're showing them calmly and rationally, I hope, all the scientific facts about veganism, how it's positive benefit for the art, for the environment and ecology, and how it's a moral philosophy, how animals don't need to die needlessly. Animals don't need to be exploited by the billions every year without any reason. We can eat plants and be healthier. So I think that's the difference there. I'm not trying to impose beliefs. I'm trying to educate people, get the information out there so you can see all the information's out there. I think it's just plain as day. It's the biggest, easiest slam dunk in the world that veganism is just a win, win, win. And you got all these dumb anti-vegan guys out there trying to make up all this crap, but they're just lying. They're just full of freaking crap. How come I'm not sick and dying right now? How come my blood tests are better than like 99% of Americans? How come I'm thriving? I'm not having my hair fall out. I'm not degenerating and all this brain fog and can't have erections like Tim Sheaf or whatever, none of this stuff, It's because I don't drink piss and I don't starve myself. I'm eating a sensible, balanced, whole food, plant-based diet, vegan diet. Wow. Who knew that Miss L was going to turn out to be a weird troll of some kind? They just got blocked for saying, "Why are you so fat?" like 10 times. Weird. Um, Nell wants to know, I assume you're 18. How can I describe being married? What's it like to be married? It's weird. Angie and I were like, like not some people know they want to get married, they want to have a family and kids and all this stuff. They know this when they're a teen and they're looking in their 20s to find that right person. Angie and I both never had that belief or desire, that motivation or what you want to call it. So we met each other and realized, I go, if other people will be married, why shouldn't we be married? We dig each other as much, if not more, than any other two people I saw. So that's why I describe it. If you really want to be with someone, you see yourself when you get old with them, marry them, ask them to marry you. Um, okay. Wow, what are you guys talking about here? Wow, it's getting really heated in there. Rich Titleman, what nutrients are in mushrooms? Well, good thing you asked because I told you I just did my research for my video. Are mushrooms healthy or are they just some kind of myth, woo-woo nonsense like sun gazing and flat earth and urine drinking and 35-day fasting challenges? Watch my video next month. You'll see it's pretty shocking. I surprised myself many times doing the research on are mushrooms healthy or not video. So check that out, and you'll see in that video if there are some specific nutrients in mushrooms that can make you healthier. Jorge, any taps on chatting up girls? Stuck, you feel stuck being single? Yeah, that can happen, but you have one great thing going for you that there are more vegan females than there are males. So go get yourself to some vegan events and just make yourself available because you will probably be in the mathematical advantageous side of the ratio there. Just, make yourself seen. Do some talking to whoever you want to talk to. Do I eat more cooked or raw mushrooms? Let me think. Do we eat any raw mushrooms? I'm pretty sure we cook all our mushrooms. That's what you're wondering. They get put into stews and soups. They get sautéed in water, not oil. So yeah, I think all our mushrooms are cooked. I can't think of any that we eat raw, and I'm really thinking right now. Race Lover wants the single vegan females. Well, you just need one or couple. You can save some for Jorge, right? I think there's plenty of nice vegan females to go around for all the vegan males here. Yeah, produce, not pills. I thought mushrooms in general should be cooked. Flat earther, do I think my vegan phase will pass? Great question. Like, how would it pass? I mean, how would it be a phase, flat earther? Like, I have a great phase going on right now as a vegan. I have the best blood test results. I have a blood test from like before I went vegan. It was from 20 years ago, and I got to make a video about that. Thanks for reminding me. So I like this phase of being like in the best health blood test wise I've ever had for my life. Athletically, if you saw my last video, I can slam dunk now, something I really couldn't do much before when I was younger and not vegan. What else is going on? Yeah, this phase of thriving in a lifestyle where animals don't need to die for in order for me to live. Like, why won't I go to the other side? Like I said, choose a lifestyle where I choose, I desire animals dying for me because I'm so awesome. I need animals in order to die in order for me to live. Why would I go down that road when I have the choice of compassion and ecology on my side where animals don't need to die? So, oh, sorry about hitting the mic again, guys. So, how is this a phase? Really interesting. Um, Again, how come abortion's such a hot topic today? I know it's in the news and stuff like that, but I mean, just look at me. Do I look like the kind of guy that wants to put into law my religious beliefs? Do you want me to run for president? You guys probably do, but do you think most America would want me to run for president and get elected, put into law compassion? Like, we have to have compassion for all sentient beings, humans, animals. We must have compassion, or else it's illegal and you can go to jail for 15 years. Like, yeah, do I look like a conservative there, Christian McClarty? I mean, just telling you, I think most Americans would be upset because my religious beliefs are Buddhism. Most Americans would not want me to codify that into law. So that's where my answer stands on that. I'm not too comfortable with religious laws getting coded into like, um, just common law. Oh, cool. You saw the slam dunk video there, Jerry. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, that's what I was working on for. Yeah, it's like Sharia law, more or less, if you put religious law into like common law. I'm a voluntarist. What is that hexproof anarchist? Is that something from Anarchy? A voluntarist? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Tell me more about that. What do I think about amla, also known as gooseberries? Dr. Greger swears by it. Where did Angie and I just see some gooseberries recently? Yeah, I don't know too much about them, but I'm interested in finding some gooseberries. So yeah. Wait, what did flat earthers say there? Did we get racism? Because if you're being racist, um, okay, you're gone, bro. Flat earther, you are out. You're not only in timeout, you are banned from our channel. I have a zero racism policy on our comments, on our live stream. There's no room in 2019 for racism. I don't care if you're joking, it's not funny. I don't care who you're talking about, any racism whatsoever towards any ethnic group or race or anything like that. Zero toleration. If you want to be a racist, go to your own channel and put yourself out there and expose yourself as a low-minded, sad, sick racist. But you're not going to use our social media here to promote racist views of any kind. Stupid. Sad I have to do stuff like that in 2019, but yeah, that's the world we live in. Ignorance, hate are out there, unfortunately. Yeah, good riddance, huh? Yeah, racism is complete ignorance. 100%. All right, hexproof. Okay, voluntarism. Denounces the use of force and violence to coerce others to comply with a set of beliefs. Yeah, that sounds like the opposite of that sounds like fascism or something like that, or terrorism, maybe. I don't believe in yeah, coercing others through force and or violence to believe what I believe. You know, flat earther is free to be a racist, but he's a asshole idiot. You know, I mean, you're free to be one in this country still. And in fact, you're almost encouraged to be a-holes and stuff in our country these days. But what I'm getting at is, yeah, you know, I'm not going to like, you know, codify into law that you have to be compassionate to all sentient beings, even though that's what I believe in, you know. I don't think we need to do that. I think, like I said, if you're a rational person, you will see it's absolutely unnecessary to kill animals in order to live when you don't have to kill animals in order to live. It's completely unnecessary to kill animals in order to live. And once you look at the ecological devastation caused by animal agriculture, it's just a slam dunk. Any rational person can see the win that veganism brings. So yeah, you don't need to curse people. You just need people to listen with an open mind and be rational about the discussion going on. Essential foods I eat every day. Um, here's the stuff I would get nervous if I saw none of these foods in my kitchen right at any moment. I would be a little nervous. I like to see my bananas for my bananas, not mine, but I like to see bananas for smoothies, and I also like to see oats. I have oats I like to make in the morning sometimes for oatmeal instead of the banana smoothies. And I have these sprouted oats that I've been eating now ever since my last blood test, because I told you I figured out it was some granola cereal with oil in it. I think that was raising my LDL cholesterol. So I've been going back to sprouted oats, which I was eating years ago, and they stopped carrying them at the market. Anyway, they're back. So I like my sprouted oats at nighttime for my nighttime snack. I like to have tons of rice, white rice, some brown basmati, some brown California rice. I like to have potatoes, both like, you know, bigger ones and the smaller ones you get at farmers market. I like to have all sorts of legumes, you know, various beans like white beans, black beans, mung beans. I like to have some veggies in the fridge too, you know, greens and you know, just non-green stuff like say eggplant and squash. So yeah, those are the essentials. What else am I forgetting there? But those are the basic foods of you know, plant-based diet, and some of these are some of the cheapest foods on the planet too, and they're good for you. What are sprouted oats? I'm not sure exactly what they are, but yeah, they look pretty much like regular oats. They seem to be a little softer. I don't cook them. That's what I like about sprouted oats. I just pour some milk, you know, some almond or oat milk or flaxseed milk on top, like the good Karma milk. Pour some of that on top. Put a little agave, maybe some blueberries, like this time of year, and you know, I'm stoked. So yeah, that's one of my nighttime snack there. Sprouted oats. Look it up. Whole Foods started carrying it again. Um, okay, one second here, guys. Okay, just checking something on my computer here. Okay, let me get back to the chat. Sorry, guys. All right, Darren D, thanks so much for your super chat tip there. And yeah, actually look at our Twitter. There'll be a shout out for you there. Thanking you. So look at Twitter, Happy Healthy Vegan, or at Ryan Lum. You'll see it there. So thoughts on collagen sources and similar stuff. That I don't really like supplement with any collagen or anything like that. You know, the only thing I really supplement with is B12 and you know, the Clean Machine protein thing that I linked up here a couple times. So I don't know. So am I missing something? Your question? Anything you want to share with us that you're into? So I'll look for your follow up there, Darren D. Then what else you guys asking here? Okay, Susan's giving the answer about sprout oats. So I'll see what you're saying here, Susan. They sprout the oat berries before they process them into flakes. Okay, and it makes them easier to digest. Maybe that's why I like having them at night, like my kind of my nighttime snack. So yeah, I have to say they do digest really, really well, and I don't even have to bother cooking them. Maybe you can cook them for all I know, but I just eat them, as they are. Have I ever played Magic the Gathering? No. What do I think about coconut oil? Asked Marty One. Yeah, I stay away from coconut oil big time. Yeah, that's one way. Like the anti-vegans like to say, oh, vegans, are going to be low on cholesterol because they're not eating any dietary cholesterol. That's not the only way to raise your cholesterol through diet. Coconut oil does a really fantastic job of that too. So yeah, I'm staying away from coconut oil. I have been staying away from coconut oil. Yeah, it raises LDL cholesterol, and that's exactly what was above optimal in my last blood test. So I'm staying away from all sources of things like that, which are LDL cholesterol raisers. Kay wants to know if I went through a playa phase. I don't know. I have to really think about that. It's been a long time since the single, since I was single and would have had a playa phase. Let's see. Am I a fan of death metal? Not really, not I don't have too much death metal in my collection. I like some metal from like the 80s and stuff, but I'm not really into like, 90s and post 90s like metals. I sound pretty unhip when I say that, huh? Let's see what else you guys asking about here. Darren D. Let me find your comment above, Darren D. I must have skipped right over it. Let's see if I can find it, Darren. Man, Darren, I'm not finding it. My bad. Could I trouble you to just like copy it and paste it back down? I didn't see your comment above. Let me check one more time, Darren. No, I'm not seeing it. I'm totally not seeing it, Darren. Yeah, paste it one more time, Darren. My bad. Things get lost here, with the 133 people watching. It kind of, makes it difficult to track down a comment. So I'll be more mindful. Just yeah, copy and paste it if you don't mind. Hopefully, you can copy and paste on whatever device you're on right now. All right, more Warriors fans here. Cool, awesome. Yeah, I guess I just like them because they're a fun team to watch. One of my favorite players for all you hoop players there is Draymond Green. I think my game is a little bit like a below the player phase comment. Let me see. I think my game's a little bit like his because I'm really focused on defense. But below the player phase, God, let me see if I can find the player phase there. Um, Oh, there it is. There's your comment, Darren. You said your local paleo whole 360 healthy cafe promotes a lot of collagen stuff. They showed a picture of chicken broth cooking used with chicken feet. That sounds pretty gross there. I should ask him, like, why do you need to do that for? Is that gonna like give you like super extreme health or something like that? We're gonna die without eating chicken feet or whatever they're trying to promote there. I wouldn't trust that in the slightest bit. Um, and Susan replies here, collagen is the only incomplete protein. It lacks an amino acid, and bone broth has the highest level of environmental contamination. More reason to not do that. April wants to know what I say to non-vegans who say plants have feelings and feel pain too. Ask them how, yeah, they have no central nervous system or brain. Ask them, like, say, for instance, just do a thought experiment. Don't say you want to do this in reality, but say if we were to lay them out on a table, knock them out with the drug so they feel no pain, and if we could somehow get in their bodies and their head and remove their brain, and after that, have some doctors remove the entire central nervous system, do you think that person would ever be able to feel anything again, to have sensations, visual or audio? They wouldn't feel pain. They wouldn't have any feelings whatsoever. So why would they think a piece of grass would have the ability to feel pain. Do they mow their lawn? If they really believe that plants have feelings, they're committing murder every time the gardener, because I assume they don't do it themselves, mows their lawn. And I also would add too, you don't have to really kill plants in order to eat them. Like say my favorite fruits, like they fall off a tree. When you walk past, like say an apple tree and a ripe apple has fallen to the ground and you eat it. Nothing has died. The apple is the reproductive part of the plant. That's what nature intended for an animal to eat it and maybe poop the seed out of its butt or something like that. Even when I go out in my yard here and pull some like greens out, some chard growing out there, I pull it out. The plant's still alive and it produces more. It grows back. There's nothing being killed there. So the argument sucks on all points. You have to have a brain and a central nervous system to have any sorts of feelings, particularly like, pain, anger, embarrassment, love, joy. You can't do that without the proper hardware built into your body. It's just a silly, silly argument. And if they were so passionate about plants' rights, tell them to become a plants' rights activist, how they eat no plants. Furthermore, I would point out to them, what eats the most amount of plants? It's not humans. They grow corn and soy and feed like that for their livestock animals, for factory farming, or if they're grass fed, they're grazing plants. So animals consume way more of these precious sentient plants than any humans do. So it's a completely ridiculous argument. Yeah, and Christian just says the most rational thing. I just say plants are not sentient. They don't have the hardware, the equipment to be sentient. Anyone who really believes that is just completely off the rocker. Just ask them, how can something be sentient without the proper neurological and central nervous system hardware? It's completely impossible. If plants feel pain, what else do they feel? Do they feel joy? Do they feel embarrassment? Do they feel sarcasm? I mean, it's just preposterous. It's a ridiculous argument. It's absurd. Yeah, Alex, if you want to save plants, if you really want to at least minimize plant deaths, stop eating animals, because fewer plants would have to suffer and die if we were just to eat plants and not grow even more plants for the animals. It's just a ridiculous argument any way you look at it. It's absurd, completely absurd. Let's see. So let's get back to let's see. Ryan, why did you once sleep in a trash bag? You're gonna have to tell me that one. Um, which soccer teams do I like? I have to admit, I don't know anything about soccer. I don't watch too much in the way of sports. It's a lot of time. And if I do, I'm usually just watching sports that I do, stuff, that I'm into, things I know about and understand on a, more intimate level. I don't know anything about soccer. It looks cool, but yeah, it's not like I'm against soccer. I just never really played it. So yeah, I don't really pick up on, all the subtlety of the game. Um, Wow, so many questions going on here, guys. I've ever been sailing. Wow. What do you guys want to know that for? If I've ever been sailing. Yeah, one time I went sailing one time a few years ago. One afternoon, me and Angie and I tried a sailing adventure out. And there wasn't really much wind, so it really sucked. They had to turn the engine on most of the time, the little engine on the back. Okay, what's going on? Is XY here fighting people and stuff? XY, I didn't see what you're asking everyone here, but come on, come on. This is not a place for people like anti-vegans or carnivores with an axe to grind to come and get that out. So you can be here and participate, but don't mess with Race Lover, please. Race Lover is already busy enough being a great moderator and contributing witty comments to the chat here. So I'm just giving you a friendly. Warning's too strong of a word, but just kind of notice. I just see the comments coming back at XY. So just kind of keep it chill. Do I have any meditative and energy practices? I'm not sure about energy, but yeah, I do. I have been meditating more this year than I have for like the past couple years. And I kind of built it into like my yoga and just kind of stretching recovery practice, because all this training I've been doing for lifting and slam dunking is kind of my body needs some rest days where I'm still doing some active work and actually doing things in that active work that help my body like recover and feel better. Like, so yeah, I do meditate when I do my yoga and my stretching. Yeah, Apple Watch here, I think Series 3 or something like that. Not sponsored by Apple. Yeah, I didn't say anything about soccer being like bad or good or boring or exciting. I just don't really I don't watch too many sports that I'm not already a practitioner of. Is that the right words? Sports that I do. What is XY doing to you, Race Lover? I kind of missed your whole little like side conversation there. What are you guys fighting about there in the comments? Let's see. Oh well, hopefully it's chilled out now and all is good. We've moved on from that, hopefully. Um, yeah, Darlene, I don't even want to talk about pet stuff. That just opened up a big crazy can of worms. I don't want to tell anyone. I have some grasp of human nutrition, but I've never done really much study into animal nutrition. And the last thing I want to do is recommend something to you that's gonna send you to the vet with $1,000 vet bill or something like that. So yeah, anyone with pets, do your own research on that. Look up other, articles and videos on that. Um, Ryan said basically F off XY and don't come back. No, I didn't say that, Vegan Demon. I told XY I didn't see exactly what was going on between him and Race Lover here in the chat. I really don't know. All I know is I've seen just some shouting going on. XY was just now timed out by Race Lover. I just telling XY, if you're not into veganism, that's cool. And I can't remember the name XY from past chats. That's cool. But please don't come here to grind an axe and fight with me or Race Lever. If you want to be negative and attacking, and that's your right, I can't legislate that as being illegal. I can't run on the, if I'm president, I'm going to make attacking and negativity illegal. I don't think I would win that, but I'm saying that's your right as assume an American citizen, be negative and attacking. But this is not where you're going to do it at. If you want to be negative and attacking, go to someone else's live stream right now, or start your own channel and be negative and attacking there. Make some anti-vegan channel there. Try to convince people how veganism is horrible and will kill you, and all vegans are weak men with man boobs or whatever you want to say. Just make crap up. But my live stream on my YouTube channel, not the place, not the forum for you to do that. So that's all I was saying. If you can abide by that basic principle and be here and not be a jerk, just be cool. That's all I'm asking. Just be chill. Really basic, really just common basic decency stuff. If you can abide by that, we're cool. If you can't, then Race Lover will boot your ass out of here. And he has my full authority and blessings to moderate as he sees fit, because I trust Race Lover's judgment. He's an awesome moderator. All my moderators are awesome. Our moderators. Tracy, I wish Tracy was here. Tracy's cool too. But Race Lover is totally holding it down. All right, so what else you guys been talking about as I was going on the rules here? The rules. Crack you up, Alexi. Cool. It's really basic. It's like, the way I want people or expect people to converse with me online is the way I expect people to converse with me offline. No one walks up to me and says, "Hey, you're a jerk," and blah, 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 blah. You don't walk up to someone in the street and start attacking them verbally. You don't like go to work. I assume XY has a job. You don't go up to your coworkers or your boss or the guy at the cafeteria at your work and blah 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 and just start attacking them. People would say, "Hey, shut up, bro. You got to chill." They just act with common decency, that unless you're some complete sociopath, the kind of decency that you would have in any social context outside of YouTube. I don't know why people think on YouTube they have free reign to just be a complete moron. When you go to work or school or church or whatever, you're not being a dick. I hope. If you are, you're probably getting in trouble. I mean, it's not socially acceptable behavior if you haven't learned that by now. Sweet Pepper, yes, I told you I am thinking about running for public office with the Humane Party. I've been talking with one of their people, someone in charge of looking for candidates. So I'm talking to them about that. So I'll give you some more information if I decide to do that. I'm just really turning over what the responsibilities are of running for office, on the Humane Party platform. But I told her I definitely don't want to run for president if I were to do it, because I think a lot of people would see that, especially me being a social media personality, would kind of see that as some kind of weird publicity stunt. And I don't want to do it as a publicity stunt. I want to run on a platform because I believe in the message and I wanted to get out there. So talk to them more about that, and I'll get back to you on how that, what's up with that. Okay, race lover, you do what you got to do to keep things in order here. I told you, you have my complete blessings and you have the authority to do it. It's all good. You're doing a great job. Angie's doing good, Vegan Demon. Thanks for asking. She's just totally chilling today. We're both kind of trying to use today as a day, just kind of recharge and chill out a little bit. Oh, Lexi, are you from out here? Yeah, you're referring to our local politicians and stuff here. Yeah, Mayor Robert Garcia, yeah, mayor of Long Beach. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He's on, he's on a different, he's on a more major party. I'd be on a real third party kind of thing. So it'd be good to get their perspectives and stuff, though. Any plans for the holiday? I'll probably just end up working tomorrow, as I do on normal Mondays. Um, Maybe I'll go to the gym, perhaps, but probably wait till Tuesday, which is like kind of my normal day. Let's see, Cam, I'm not sure if you understand the question there. Thoughts on people asking you what your thoughts are on something? I'm getting a lot of that. Yeah, people ask me a lot of my thoughts on things that I don't really think are, the best topics for a vegan live chat, but whatever. Hey Travis, you're 30 and you're same height as me and you can't dunk. Well, yeah, I couldn't dunk when I first started my slam dunking project either, but as I showed in that video, I still could touch the rim, without too much trouble before that, which gave me the idea like, okay, if I work really hard, how far can I take it? And I'm still working at it. I still can get way, way better at dunking. I want to be able to dunk in a game. So yeah, being able to dribble and dunk, I want to do more work. I want to see how far I can take it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens from here. I'm just happy to get to where I've gotten. Weave Magic. On one of my recent videos, I was asking if I should cut my hair. Yeah, I'm really thinking about it this year for the first time in quite a long time. I'm thinking about cutting my hair and also talking about my hair. This is the video I might make tomorrow. Tell me what you guys think about it. There's been at least one, if not two, anti-vegans on YouTube, I believe. I haven't watched their videos yet. But you guys have let me know about it, saying how my vegan diet is causing me to like lose my hair. I'm going bald, my hairline's receding, and it's because of my vegan diet or something like that. So I was thinking about doing a video about, and even someone said my eyebrows are getting really thin. I didn't know that was a thing. Like people get thin eyebrows as they age or go vegan. So I was going to do a video about, is the vegan diet making me bald? What do you guys think about that? Responding to the more anti-vegan nonsense. I mean, it's just funny how people just start making stuff up. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm not bald, but if I were bald, that would be because I was vegan. I mean, what about Joe Rogan, who was born the same year that I am? If he were vegan, he'd have even less hair. He'd have like negative hair. I don't understand. This is complete insanity that people just make crap up. But anyway, yeah, how about all the guys on keto, like Z Dog, who's in his 30s? He's bald as Joe Rogan, and he's like, 15 years younger than me and Joe. But if he were vegan, he would have even less. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense. So I might make a video about that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm thinking about cutting my hair this year, perhaps. I wasn't giving that any serious thought last year or the year before, but it's all dry and stuff. I kind of wouldn't mind starting fresh and letting it grow out again, assuming it does grow out again. I've known a few people once they're like my age and they cut their long hair, it takes a while for it to grow back out. So I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I have been eating Brazil nuts too, like how Dr. Greger prescribes, like once every like 3, 4 weeks or something like that. Just a few. Yeah, the Keanu cut, exactly. I was thinking about getting a more Keanu Reeves kinda length kinda thing. We'll see. We'll see if I just need to find someone I trust. That's what the cool thing about not having to get my hair cut. I don't need to really find someone beyond Angie just to kinda trim it up, but now I need to find someone that knows how to properly cut hair. Am I a Star Trek fan? Yeah, yeah, totally. I wouldn't say I'm the most nerdiest Trekkie in the world, but definitely a fan of Star Trek. And remember, in Star Trek, they're vegan. That food replicator machine, that's vegan. In fact, I've made posted a few clips before how they said how they evolved and advanced beyond needing to eat meat anymore. They've gone past that because they're enlightened. Would I consider hunting immoral? Well, well, let's look at the definition of veganism. You know, a lifestyle which seeks to exclude much as practically possible all forms of cruelty and exploitation to animals. So I think killing an animal, whether it be for hunting or whatever, would fall under that definition of harming animals needlessly. Yes, for sure. Oscar, we found the Grateful Dead, yeah, and Dead and Company as well. Yeah, they're going on tour, and later next week, huh? This weekend in Shoreline, and coming down to Hollywood Bowl. Yeah, big fan of John Mayer joining the Grateful Dead. One of the best things to happen in music, in my opinion, in the 2010s. Have I ever had groupies? Kay's been asking. All the times all the bands I've been in have always been in with like with Angie, my wife, or before that when I was in Low Spirals Downwards with Suzanne, she was my girlfriend. So it's kind of hard to have like female groupies if the person in your band is like your partner or wife or girlfriend or whatever. So it's been a weird thing. I've never been like in a band with dudes or anything like that. Maybe that would change the dynamics of groupies and stuff. Let's see. Weave Magic says just trim. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I trim or cut, you know. It'll if it happens, it'll probably happen in the next month or two. Favorite Star Trek character, huh? Well, the obvious is Mr. Spock, you know. I mean, but yeah, there's all the many different shows. But yeah, Spock, I love Spock, the tall, you know, tall, long, lanky, logical dude. That's me. Do I sing? Not that great. Angie handles the vocals for our projects because she's a great singer. But I might do some singing with her now on some of our newer songs, kind of auto tune me and put me in the background. Do I secretly hate non-vegans? No, then that would mean I hate like all my relatives and stuff like that. No, I don't hate non-vegans. I'm not a big fan of anti-vegans, if that's what you're asking. I'm just not a fan because of a lot of the nonsense and just flat out lies that anti-vegans do. But as far as non-vegans go, no, I don't hate my friends and family and stuff like that. No. Quark, yeah, Quark is one of the great recurring characters on Star Trek. I was pleasantly surprised to find him not only on the series with Captain Picard, but also on the series with Captain Janeway too, right? Is that I remember seeing him? Yeah, which one? I think it was that one. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Yeah, Quark, interdimensional being of sorts. Let's see, is XY back? XY. So what is wrong here, XY? What are you doing? What is the problem here, XY? I still haven't really seen your comments. What is going on with XY? Why is there so much like strife and just, problem with XY here today? What have you been talking about? You can let it out here and let me know. Okay, still not sure what's going on there with XY. Okay, so he called race lover an imbecile. Let's just stop the fighting here, okay? Let's not like call anyone imbeciles, even though that yeah, someone could be called a far worse thing than an imbecile. But you know, you probably provoked him in some way, I imagine, because race lover, he's been moderating our comments here for a year or two, and he's always very rational, witty, and funny and sarcastic, but rational and fair. And I can't imagine him calling you something bad unless you're provoked. Okay, so you guys have a difference of opinion there on a pretty much non-vegan topic. So let's just kind of leave that alone. Yeah, let's be nice, folks, and settle down and move on from that. So anyway, let's see. Kay's been asking me over and over, was I a player in college? You've been asking that over and over. I tell you, I don't really think I was much of a player. You know, I think I could have had my game on way better when I was younger. You know, I don't think I had as much confidence back then as I could have had. So yeah, I think that's part of the play a game, having some confidence. All right. Grouch and Nate. Never heard their music before. Uh-uh. Let's see. Oh, Johnny Boy asked a question here. Did I ever find out why my LDL was high? Well, I haven't had a blood test since. I have the script from my doctor. He just gave it to me, so I'm gonna go back again. Probably sometime in not May, June or July. I'll find out then if the changes in my diet have done anything because I realized that when my LDL started going up, seemed to coincide when I stopped eating sprouted oats at night because they stopped carrying it at my Whole Foods, despite me bugging their managers to get more in. And I was eating a um, a cereal, a granola cereal that has a bunch of oil in it. I didn't really realize that, and that's the only thing that made any sense because I eat, you know, really clean. So we'll see. And if not, if that change hasn't made a difference, maybe it's some kind of genetic thing, something that's happening as I'm older. But no, my diet is pretty freaking clean. So we'll find out in another like couple months when I get my next blood test this summer. Um, I strongly suspect though this change of eating sprouted oats at night that I make, you know, I put some cereal, I'm sorry, some milk, some agave, some fruit, you know, no oil, you know, is pretty much as clean as it gets there. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see, Taylor, you were a vegan 5 years and you turned ex-vegan. You feel like a hypocrite because you went back to eating animal products. You're having undiagnosed digestive issues. Any advice? I'm trying to go plant-based again. Why'd you quit being vegan, Taylor? I'm just curious. Like, were you doing stuff like a lot of these other ex-vegans, the recent former vegans that have been doing, like, you know, fasting, long-term raw diets and water, juice fast, stuff like that? My only advice is I haven't seen too many people who eat like a balanced, sensible, whole food plant-based diet like we do quit being vegan because there's nothing wrong. It doesn't screw up your digestion and all that fasting, you know, and not eating enough food can wreak havoc on your microbiome if you eat sensibly like we do. I can't recall anyone I know that eats sensibly, just developing these issues that seem to affect all those recent former vegans. But 50 bananas a day, no, Ron Broccoli. No, don't do it. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's eating weird, not balanced, not sensible. If you just want to do it one day as a stunt, maybe, you know, maybe. But as far as like doing that in a serious way for long term or for health, no, I would suggest strongly don't do that. And Cam's fine. Yeah. Veganism, nowhere in the definition of vegan, which I've repeated about 5 times this episode, it says not it doesn't say anything about and being super healthy. If you eat a certain way, a whole food plant based, it turns out to be pretty much the healthiest diet on the planet. But yeah, I'm totally fine with people who don't care about eating healthy. If you want to eat junks food or vegan or processed food vegan, cool. I'm totally down with that. I mean, my primary motivations for vegans were so that animals don't need to die in order for us to live. But you know, that's the most important thing. After that is yeah, your health is important, but you know, if that's not your primary focus, I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna like give you a spanking or anything like that. Yeah, it's for the animals, and it just happens to be the best diet not only for the animals, but for the planet and for our health. So, like I always like to say, it's a win-win-win situation going vegan. All right, what are you guys talking about here? I was trying to find what he was eating when he quit being vegan. Intestinal issues, surgery in the past, 9 cavities, nails are going brittle. Wow. What were you eating, Taylor? I didn't see that. What kind of food were you eating, Taylor? Were you doing any of that stuff I was asking about, like extended fasts, water fast, juice fast, extended raw dieting, calorie restriction? Were you doing any of that stuff in a serious matter? Drinking urine like Tim Sheaf? Like, I'm just curious if you were doing anything that that's been shown to like not be really good for your gut health. Oil free? Well, yeah, we don't put oil in our food here, but if we go out somewhere, there's going to be oil in it. And I figure, oh, okay, that's cool because, try not to go out too much. It's probably not going to mess us up too hard. But yeah, I try to avoid the oily foods, you know, whenever possible. Okay, let's see, Taylor. You said you're eating oatmeal for breakfast every morning. That sounds good. That's how I often roll with oatmeal. Try to eat whole foods as much as possible. Lots of bananas in your smoothie. And for dinner, a big curry or stir fry. Wow, Taylor, that's sounds like you're eating a nice, balanced, sensible kind of diet there, Taylor. Huh? Yeah, I'm not a dietitian or a doctor or anything like that, but I'm just going by observation. When I've seen others who weren't doing well on a plant-based diet. Huh? And did you have issues before that, before going vegan? Because some people already have, SIBO or IBS or things, no matter what they were eating before. Just curious, not to say I'm a doctor. I'm just kind of curious if you had like, fine digestion before that. And Christian McCarthy, Clardy makes the great point. Yeah, don't drink pee. Don't follow Tim Sheaf's thing there and drink pee. Why do we keep people keep bringing up with abortion? I'm agree with you, Christian here. Why are we talking about abortion? I've said all I'm going to say about that whole topic today. I don't want to keep talking about it every 10 minutes or anything like that. Um, okay, we're still having troubles there with race lever and XY. Just guys, come on. Let's chill. Let's chill. Um, okay, anyway. Um, let's see something, guys. I think I've been on quite a long time, huh? Yes, I have been on quite a long time tonight, guys. I think this might be a good chance to like just kind of everyone just calm down, chill out, and let's see. Let's see what Taylor's saying here. I want to see. I'm really curious about your situation, Taylor. You said you have food intolerances now. You're getting tested for SIBO in July. Good thing to do. I'm going to get tested. Going to see a doctor about intestinal issues. And ooh, I just lost your chat here. You really want to stay vegan though, and you find animal products really disgusting. Let me ask you this, Taylor. I'm curious. I'll stay on for you, Taylor. You got me interested here. Why would you not be able to eat plants with your issues? And furthermore, how would animal products help your issue? How would like having butter or meat or something like that like help with what you're doing? Because I remember when I did that video about Ravana having SIBO, I referred to what Goji Man showed as far as a vegan SIBO diet goes, and it seemed pretty non the word I'm looking for. It seems like a lot of foods you could eat as a vegan and eating a SIBO um, treating diet. So I don't understand why you couldn't do that. And how are animal products like help? How are they going to help? I mean, they cause inflammation and indigestion, especially if you're like lactose intolerant stuff like that. But yeah, there's ways to treat SIBO with a vegan diet. Furthermore, as I learned in that video from Goji Man is not only can you do the vegan SIBO diet, you can take a course of antibiotics for about like 2-ish, 3 weeks, and clear up the infection. That's what SIBO is. So seems like you should be able to do it all just fine without having to eat any animal products. In fact, that's what Ravana's vegan gastroenterologist recommended: being eating a vegan SIBO diet and taking a course of antibiotics. But she said not to because of her raw food beliefs. It wouldn't treat the root of the problem. No, if you have an infection, taking antibiotics is a direct head-on way of getting to the source of the problem there. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just going on stuff I have learned. I didn't even know what SIBO was until recently. So, I'm just going on what I learned from Goji Man. And that seems to be like his wheelhouse there is SIBO and digestive issues. Let's see, anything else there about that? Avery asked a practical question. Um, and yeah, she said antibiotics are unnatural. I mean, I mean, who cares? I mean, if it fixes the problem, if it fixed her problem, I mean, it's fine. It's not like she's ingesting like a silicon chip or something like that from a computer, just antibiotics, and if it fixes her problem and allows her to remain being vegan, it seems like a no-brainer. Let's see, but I saw a question from Avery here. Advice on a vegetarian struggling to become vegan. Ooh, let me know what the struggle is there, Avery. Is there certain foods you can't give up, like cheese? Let me guess that. That's probably it, right? Because I know many like long-term vegetarians, and they say it's the cheese. Well, now in 2019, cheese is no longer an excuse. There's so many delicious vegan cheeses out there, and I'm not talking about stuff like Diet. I'm talking about stuff like Violife, Follow Your Heart. Miyoko is probably the best cheese of any kind I've ever had in my life. We saw so many new vegan cheese brands popping up this year at Natural Products Expo West. So that's what I say. Check out the many vegan cheeses out there, if that's the thing that's holding you up from being fully vegan. Hmm. Well, yeah, yeah, Taylor, I see what you said there about foods not digesting properly. Yeah, that could be just because of what you have. If you have SIBO or some digestive issues, so yeah, it sounds like you're doing the right thing. You have a doctor's appointment, get tested for SIBO, and hopefully your doctor will be able to recommend the vegan SIBO diet, which is not crazy. Gastroenterologists know about this. Hopefully, as the vegan one that Ravana visited knows about. So and hopefully you can get that cleared up. And yeah, I mean, once your gut and digestion are screwed, it's kind of screwed, and it's not like like the vegan diet caused it. You just not might be able to digest foods in the way that you should. But once you fix it, I'm hoping, as I've seen others, they're fine after treatment. So cool. Good luck to you there. Okay, super chat tip here from a random topic. And look on our Twitter for shout outs for you, thanking you for your super chat. How do I go vegan within a house that is into meat? Ooh, really tough. I'm not sure what context you're talking about. It sounds like you're not like a child living with non-vegan parents. Sounds like you have like roommates or whatever that are not vegan. How do I go vegan with a house that is into meat? Well, remember, you are the one responsible for making your food. You might be disgusted cooking alongside someone, frying up some dead flesh on the stove there, but and it'll probably bum you out to smell it. But if you're disgusted by that, as hopefully you should be, because I am, most vegans I know are not tempted. We have the whole opposite feeling of repulsion. Anyway, what I'm saying is you make your food. They don't eat your food. You don't eat their food. So it seems like you could all coexist together. Is there something more than that? Are they like doing crap to you, like messing with you, like socially, trying to make you feel awkward or because people, as we've seen, do feel threatened when they see vegans for whatever reason. I don't know why, but a lot of times people will act aggressively. So if there's no social things like that, like I said, you're in charge of your food, buy your stuff, make your stuff. You shouldn't have let what they're making affect you, hopefully. So let me know if there's some more to your story there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm there sit there with DJ Believe. Yeah, it's not oatmeal that's probably causing those digestive problems. Like I said, it's probably, a digestive problem that needs to be addressed. And yeah, I don't think oatmeal is causing it, but it might not be helping the situation because your digestion sounds like it's off. Um, watch, do teens know 90s music? Ah, is that a YouTube thing? I'll check that out. It sounds cool. All right, what else going on here? Um, rice is like eating glass? Huh? No, rice is not like eating glass. If so, a huge chunk of the world, like Asia, would be totally screwed. That sounds like something like, Doug Graham, raw foodist guru would say. I mean, I eat rice all the time, and so does Angie, and so do people, and India and China and Japan and Thailand, and rice is a staple grain. Yeah, you have to cook it as B12 vegan means. Yeah, raw rice. Yeah, raw rice. Don't. Yeah, yeah. That's not good. It's not digestible, really. I mean, maybe you can get a tiny bit of something out of it, but yeah, you got to cook rice. Yeah, I guess some people can't digest rice. But I'm talking about, yeah, the majority of the people, rice is fine, and it's definitely not like glass, unless you, for some reason, try to eat it raw. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, because who eats raw rice? It's kind of odd. Well, you can bloom. I mean, I'm sorry, wild rice. We have been able to. There's some. Look it up. Wild rice. It's grown like in lakes in Minnesota in the United States, and you can eat it raw. You can just put it in water and put it in a dehydrator overnight. We've done this before. It's really delicious. A lot of time and effort, but we just cook it now. But you can eat some rices raw. I've never had problems with that. But that's just a certain kind of rice. I'm not talking about your average white or brown rice. You can do that. And I do eat a little bit of pasta produce nut pills, not on like a weekly basis, but maybe every second or third week, I'll make some pasta here, put a bunch of tomato sauce and spinach in there, and get some iron from all the greens. Try to make it a little bit more nutrient diverse. But I wouldn't recommend eating that as like your daily food or anything like that. Well, you don't have to get it in Minnesota, Cam. You just can get it at most markets. You can buy it online. Ben Green, if I could, would I legislate to make the consumption of meat illegal? Like I said earlier, I don't think it needs to be legislated. I kind of not into people legislating their personal biases into law. I think that's what makes our has made our country a great country, that we keep our philosophies, our religions out of the law. And I think eating meat is something you can educate people on, show them how it's absolutely unnecessary to kill animals in order to thrive and be alive and be healthy, show them the environmental devastation that's being caused by animal agriculture, and show them all the healthy benefits. The longest lived people, studied people in the world, the Seventh day Adventists, they live to be an average of 90. We're talking about the vegan Seventh day Adventists. They live longer than any studied group of people. So once people are educated, then they can see for themselves that going vegan is a rational decision, a healthy decision, and I don't think it needs to be coded into law. Yeah, that's my belief. Um, I believe people deep inside are rational, and I believe most people, barring like sociopaths, want to do what's right. Most people don't like to kill needlessly or at all. Most people don't like to harm other creatures, and most people just don't know that you can live a life where you don't need to kill animals in order to live. Because unless you're grown up in a vegan or vegetarian household, how are you ever going to hear about that? You've been eating animals since you were a young person. So I think most people, once they hear and see the truth, it becomes, a pretty easy decision if you are honest with yourself and really want to make a positive change. Let's see, what's my blood pressure and heart rate these days? Let's see if I can get my heart rate right now. My resting heart rate, according to my Apple Watch here, is 53 beats per minute, which seems fine for sitting down on a chair. I know if I were not talking, sitting like on the ground meditating, it'd be lower in the 40s, but 53 is pretty good considering I'm not doing a lot of running these days. And my blood pressure hasn't changed much. I usually go, and when I go to the doctor, they always measure it. It's like what I showed in my last blood test. Was it like 110 over 70 or something like that? So, yeah, good heart rate, good blood pressure. Thanks for asking, Johnny boy. Uh, okay, what else are we talking about here? Yeah, good there advice there, DJ Believe. Contact Goji Man. I know he can run a battery of tests on people that go way beyond the blood tests you get at your doctors. Tests that actually measure what's going on with your gut if you think you have some kind of digestive gut issue or infection. Do I jump rope? Great question, Mike. Yes, I know there's like great benefits to jumping rope, particularly for people who play basketball, who want to jump higher and all that. I never got around to it. I was doing other exercises as far as plyometrics go, but I know jumping rope is great, and I actually should. I was looking into it on Amazon, trying to find a jump rope thing, and I just never got around to it. But yeah, thanks for reminding me. I could try to incorporate that in somehow, even though I'm kind of filled up on training time right now. What do I think about Megan Elizabeth no longer being vegan? I heard, yeah, she was interviewed with Drew Morgan. I mean, they're all living there in Hawaii together in the same little town there. And Drew's getting in each one of these people's heads, like Megan and Evan and others, just trying to convince them to not be vegan. And that's why I got pissed off when I heard he was trying to do that bullshit on Jackson. It's just really depressing how someone's dedicating themselves to getting vegans' ears and try to convince them. I don't know how he does it. Is he like the most persuasive person in the world or something like that? I don't understand. I don't know what he says, how he does it, or anything like that. But yeah, I don't understand how if you're vegan, you truly believe the moral principles of veganism and you understand how healthy it is and how great it is for ecology. I don't understand how some little tiny dude like Drew can say some crap in your ear and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna start eating animals again. Like, I'm gonna try eating animals as an experiment. Like I said, if you really believe it's morally wrong to exploit animals, why would you want to like test it for like a week? Ooh, it's like I tell you the same parallel reasoning. Oh, well, I believe it's completely wrong to be racist. Like I just booted that flat earther guy off here, banned him from our channel completely. What if he got on my ear and said, well, Ryan, I know you think racism's wrong, but just try it for a week or try it for 30 days. You'll see how cool it is. You'll feel better and have less brain fog. It's like, no, I'm not going to try racism for a week or a month or whatever. Just like I'm not going to go against my morals and eat animals needlessly for a month or a week. That's just a no, a non, no, no. It's just complete not. 100% no. I don't get it. It just makes me um, question what their moral principles were. Just like, would they, if he got in the ear and convinced them to be racist for a week, would they do it? It's like, it's against most people's morality to be racist, unless you're that flat earther guy I booted. It's against our, vegan morality to exploit and harm animals. It makes absolutely zero friggin' sense. You tried racism for a week and you nearly died B12 please. Yeah, you see where I'm going with it? It's just a completely absurd argument. It makes you wonder why they were vegan. A lot of these people in Hawaii, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of these people on the big island there, I know some of them personally, and they come from that raw food naturalism, nature people kind of background. I hung out with them. I've never really heard a lot of talk about animals, animal rights, and morality and ethics, and just kind of about health and woo woo and feeling good and being natural and that kind of stuff. So it really makes me wonder if they're accidental vegans, is what I call them. They were eating this raw diet, which is vegan, but they weren't really doing it for vegan reasons. They were doing raw. Why would you? Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. I'm gonna go too far off topic here. Do a 7-day pickpocketing challenge. Yeah, we know it's morally wrong to take other people's property, but try pickpocketing for 7 days. It's going to make you feel better. You'll feel empowered and have more confidence, and your brain fog will go away. And no, it's wrong. It's morally wrong. We all know stealing is wrong. Um, uh, Hey, Bridge Curly, how you doing? I think I'm gonna be going pretty soon, but come on. Thanks for coming on here. See, XY, it's wrong to eat animals, but it's wrong to lick animals? Huh? I'm not sure if I follow what's going on there. Produce Not Pills asked about Freely. I haven't seen a video from Freely's in years, so I really can't comment on my thoughts on Freely. I have no idea. What I'd say would probably be like super outdated. My belief or my memory of what she's about. Um. Okay, thanks, Race Lover, for getting rid of this troll here. Yeah, just get rid of this sand skeleton person. We don't need them. They're just gonna troll. Elm Magnificodep. No, I don't know any books about hyperthyroidism, but if you guys do, let them know down there. What does my shirt say? It's this Seal Beach Run 5K thing I did a few years ago. It's one of those local races where they give you a shirt for being in it. It's no big deal. It's just what I had on all day. Not a vegan promoting shirt or anything like that. Speaking of vegan promoting, your host here, Ryan, is starting to feel a little tired and feeling a little hungry. So I should probably go join up with my beautiful and talented wife, Angie, and see what she's up to. Maybe join forces for some kind of dinner plan of some kind. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this live stream on Sunday here. And big thanks to Race Lever for holding it down solo moderator. Often we'll have two or even three moderators. So Race Lever was kept quite busy. So anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Let's see if I have any announcements I want to make. I guess I don't have any particular announcements right now I want to make to you guys. Often there's something I want to let you guys know that we're doing or an upcoming video. But yeah, everything's just on track right now. And yeah, you guys have been awesome. It's been a pretty chill live stream. And yeah, time for dinner, guys. So much love to you guys. Thanks for everyone. You guys been great. Guys make me feel good. I feel much more chill and just kind of positive now than I was before I came on. That's one reason why I like live streaming, being with a bunch of just great, like-minded people. Not just because we all have the same vegan beliefs, but just because you guys are just cool, just positive people. That's something to be cherished in life. So thanks so much. And again, thanks, Race Lever, for keeping it all under control. Appreciate your great work there, guys. So, all right, that's it, guys. Keep it chill. Remember, doesn't suck being vegan, guys. Bye.